Emma, remember that dinner we went to a few weeks ago?
The one where everyone started arguing about whether big cities are better than small towns?
Yes, that one. You had a very strong opinion.
I did.
I could tell. You were sitting there nodding while everyone was talking, but I knew you completely disagreed with them.
Ugh, I wanted to say something so badly
So why didn't you?
because I didn't know how to disagree in English without sounding rude. I wanted to say, I completely disagree. I think small cities are much better because... But I was worried it would sound aggressive.
And instead?
I just smiled and said, yeah, maybe.
Even though you didn't think maybe at all.
Not even a little bit.
And that's the frustrating part, isn't it? You have an opinion, a real one. You know exactly what you think, but you're afraid that if you say it in English, you'll sound too direct, too angry, or even rude.
So you stay quiet. You nod, you smile, and then the conversation moves on.
And your actual thought stays in your head.
But disagreeing doesn't have to mean arguing.
Exactly. You can say, I see your point, but I think differently. You can say, I'm not sure I agree. Or, that's interesting, but I see it another way.
You can disagree and still be respectful.
You can even make the conversation better.
Because when you finally say what you really think, people have something real to respond to.
And that's what we're learning today.
Not how to argue,
How to disagree.
clearly,
Politely.
and without hiding what you actually think.
Welcome back to Mr. English Podcast, the show where your English stops surviving and starts expressing. I'm James.
And I'm Emma, and this is Day 21, Week 4, and we are starting this week with something that changes how you feel in every conversation. Not just what you say, but how confident you feel saying it. Agreeing, disagreeing, sharing opinions, politely, naturally, in English.
2 quick things. First, subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now. Week 4 goes deeper than anything we have done before. Every episode this week builds on the last. Subscribe and stay in it. Second, share this episode. Share it with someone who always goes quiet when they disagree. Someone who nods but doesn't mean it. They need today. Send it now.
And your Day 21 check-in. Go to the comments and write Day 21, I think, and finish with a real opinion about anything. Your city, your food, your job, English learning, anything. One sentence, your real thought. We read everything.
Emma, I have to tell you about a dinner I had about 2 years ago.
Tell me.
So, I was at a dinner with some new colleagues. Very smart group, good conversation, and someone said very confidently, in my opinion, people who work in creative fields are not as hardworking as people in technical fields. And I completely disagreed, deeply, immediately.
Oh, that is a bold statement.
Very bold. And I had so much to say. But at that moment, in that social setting with people I did not know well, I didn't know the right way to push back without seeming confrontational. So I said, interesting, and moved on.
Interesting. The classic escape phrase.
The classic nothing phrase. And I thought about that conversation for days afterwards, what I should have said, how I could have said it. And the frustrating part, I had the ideas, I just didn't have the structure, the polite disagreement structure. Today, everybody gets that structure.
And here's what I love about this topic. Agreeing and disagreeing well, it's not just about language, it's about respect. When you disagree politely in English, you're saying, I hear you, I value this conversation, and I also have something to add. That's sophisticated, that's mature, and it makes you genuinely interesting to talk to.
So, here's how today works. We go through agreeing phrases first, because you need those too. Then disagreeing phrases, the gentle ones and the stronger ones. Then giving your own opinion. Then the full conversation. practice situations at the end. Ready?
And the central pattern of today, so simple. Cushion plus your opinion. The cushion is a soft phrase that comes first. I see what you mean, but that's a good point. However, I understand your view, though I think the cushion lands softly. Then your real opinion follows. Cushion plus opinion. Every time.
Agreeing. Say it. Agreeing. Because not every conversation is a disagreement, and agreement phrases matter too.
The simple ones first. I agree. Say it. I agree. Clean. Direct. I completely agree. I completely agree. That one feels generous, warm. Use it when
That is
someone says
exactly
something
what I think.
genuinely good.
Say it. That is exactly what I think. This says, I had this same thought. We are aligned. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Personal, warm, connecting.
I could not agree more. Say it. I could not agree more. This is the strongest agreement phrase in English. It means there is no more agreement possible. I am 100% with you. Use it for things you genuinely, deeply agree with.
Say all the agreement phrases once. I agree. I completely agree. You are absolutely right. That is exactly what I think. I feel the same way. I could not agree more. Good. Your agreement toolkit is ready.
Disagreeing politely. Say it. Disagreeing politely. This is the heart of today. And the first rule, never start with, no, you are wrong. Never. That closes the conversation immediately. Instead, start with a cushion.
Cushion number 1. I see what you mean, but. Say it. I see what you mean, but. This phrase says, I heard you, I understood you, and here is a different view. Say it. I see what you mean, but.
Cushion number 2. That is a good point, however. Say it. That is a good point, however. You acknowledge their point, you give it credit, and then you add yours. That is a good point, however.
Cushion number 3. I understand your view, though I think. Say it. I understand your view, though I think. I understand your view. I am not dismissing it. Though I think, here comes mine. I understand your view, though I think.
Cushion number 4. I'm not sure I completely agree. Say it. I'm not sure I completely agree. This is the gentlest disagreement. Very soft, very polite. It opens a door without pushing anyone through it. I'm not sure I completely agree.
Cushion number 5. Actually, I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Say it. Actually, I think it's a bit more complicated than that. This does not say, you are wrong. It says, there is more to consider. Let us think deeper. Actually, I think it's a bit more complicated than that.
Say all 5 cushions. I see what you mean, but. That is a good point, however. I understand your view, though I think. I'm not sure I completely agree. Actually, I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Those 5 sentences can open any disagreement politely, in any conversation with anyone.
Now, after the cushion, you need your opinion. And your opinion sentence starters are these.
I think. Say it. I think. I think working from home actually requires a lot of discipline. I think small cities have many advantages. I think, and your idea.
In my opinion, say it. In my opinion. In my opinion, the most important thing is communication. In my opinion, both sides have valid points. In my opinion, and your view.
From my experience, say it. From my experience, this one is powerful because it's personal, it's your real life. From my experience, creative work takes just as much effort as technical work. From my experience.
The way I see it. Say it. The way I see it. This is conversational, natural. It invites the other person to compare perspectives. The way I see it, the situation is more balanced than it seems. The way I see it.
And adding a reason, because. Always add because if you can. I think working from home requires discipline because you have to manage your own time. The because makes your opinion a real argument, not just a feeling, a reasoned position.
Now, let's put cushion plus opinion plus reason together. Listen, I see what you mean, but in my opinion, working from home actually requires more discipline because there are so many distractions at home. One complete polite disagreement. Cushion, opinion, reason. Say it. I see what you mean, but in my opinion, because. Perfect.
Let's try another. That's a good point. However, from my experience, small cities can feel quite limiting because there are fewer opportunities for career growth. Say it. That is a good point. However, from my experience, because. Good. Two different opinions, both polite, both real.
Now, a very important phrase, what to say when someone disagrees with you, because this is a two-way conversation. When someone challenges your opinion, you don't collapse, you don't get angry, you say one of these.
That's an interesting perspective. Say it. That's an interesting perspective. This is graceful. It acknowledges their view without abandoning yours. That's an interesting perspective.
I hadn't thought about it that way. Say it, I hadn't thought about it that way. This shows you are open, listening, willing to consider, and it's honest because sometimes you genuinely hadn't thought about it that way.
I can see both sides, actually. Say it. I can see both sides, actually. This is sophisticated. It shows you're nuanced, not extreme, able to hold two ideas at the same time.
This reminds me of
I
a
can see both
student.
sides,
Her name was
actually.
Camila. She was from Brazil. Very smart, very passionate. And in class, she would agree with everything. Every opinion, every statement, just, yes, I agree, every time, even when her face said something completely different.
Her face was disagreeing, but her words were agreeing.
Completely different conversation happening on her face. So I asked her once, Camila, do you actually agree with what was just said? And she thought for a moment, and she said, no, not at all. But I do not know how to say no without being rude.
And that is so common, especially for learners who come from cultures where direct disagreement feels inappropriate. They learn the survival English, the agreeable, safe English, but they never learn the expressive English.
So we practiced, just the cushion phrases. For 2 weeks, every class, I gave an opinion, she practiced disagreeing. And the transformation was remarkable. She went from, yes, I agree, to, that is a good point. However, from my experience in Brazil, I think the situation is quite different because...
A full argument in English, politely.
A complete, polite, brilliant argument, and the other students started turning to her specifically to hear her view, because her view was interesting, and now they could hear it.
That is what today does. It does not just teach phrases, it releases opinions that were already there, already real, already worth hearing.
Let us practice. 5 situations, out loud, every time.
Situation 1. A colleague at work says, I think social media is a complete waste of time. You use social media every day and you genuinely disagree. What do you say? You say, I see what you mean, there is a lot of unnecessary content, but in my opinion, social media can be very useful. From my experience, I have learned so many new skills through online communities. I think it depends on how you use it. 4 sentences. Cushion, opinion, experience, balance. Say it. I see what you mean, but, in my opinion, from my experience, I think it depends. Perfect. You disagreed, you gave reasons, you stayed polite. The conversation continues.
Situation 2. A friend says, I think learning English is not really necessary anymore because of translation apps. You disagree strongly, but you want to be kind. What do you say? You say, that is a good point. Translation apps are very helpful. However, I'm not sure I completely agree. In my opinion, speaking English yourself gives you so much more confidence and connection. From my experience, no app can replace a real conversation. 4 sentences. Acknowledge, soft disagreement, opinion, personal experience. Say it. That is a good point. However, I'm not sure I completely agree. In my opinion, from my experience, excellent. Strong opinion, gentle delivery.
Situation 3. Someone in a group conversation says, I think big cities are always better than small towns. You grew up in a small town. You love it. You want to share that. What do you say? You say, I understand your view. Big cities do have a lot of opportunities, though I think small towns have real advantages too. The way I see it, the quality of life in a small town can be much higher. People know each other, it feels safer, it feels like home. 5 sentences. Understand their view, disagree gently, your view, reasons, feeling. Say your version. I understand your view, though I think, the way I see it, because. Good. Your small town is defended with love and with language.
Situation 4. You share an opinion. You say, I think cooking at home is better than eating out all the time. Your friend disagrees. They say, actually, I think eating out saves time and it's not that expensive. You want to respond without backing down completely. What do you say? You say, that is an interesting perspective, and I agree that time is important, but from my experience, home cooking is healthier and you really know what's in your food. I think both have their place, but I personally prefer cooking at home. 4 sentences. Acknowledge, partial agreement, your reason, final position. Say it. That is an interesting perspective. I agree that time is important, but from my experience, I think both have their place. Perfect. Flexible, but clear. You held your position gracefully.
Situation 5, the big one. A group conversation, 4 opinions shared, you agree with 2, disagree with 2, and give your own view at the end. Ready? Someone says, I think exercise every day is essential. You say, I completely agree. Exercise makes such a difference to how you feel mentally and physically. Someone says, I think people who don't exercise are just lazy. You say, I'm not sure I completely agree with that. In my opinion, some people have real reasons, health issues, time pressure, difficult jobs. I think it's more complicated than that. Someone says, I think 30 minutes a day is enough. You say, that's a good point, though from my experience, it depends on your goals. The way I see it, consistency matters more than duration. And then you add your own view. In my opinion, the most important thing is finding something you actually enjoy, because if you enjoy it, you'll keep doing it. That's what works for me. Full group conversation, 4 moments, agreements, disagreements, your own opinion. All polite, all natural,
Moving through a whole
all
group
you.
conversation, agreeing, disagreeing, giving opinions without ever saying, no, you are wrong.
That is the skill. That is what people mean when they say someone is good to talk to. They do not mean the person agrees with everything. They mean the person engages, listens, responds, pushes back gently, adds something real.
And today, you have every phrase to do exactly that. Let us do a quick recap.
Agreement phrases. I agree. I completely agree. You are absolutely right. That is exactly what I think. I feel the same way. I could not agree more.
Disagreement cushions. I see what you mean, but that's a good point. However, I understand your view, though I'm not sure I completely agree. Actually, I think it's more complicated than that.
Opinion starters. I think, in my opinion, from my experience, the way I see it. And always add because. Your reason, your evidence, your life.
Responding to disagreement. That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought about it that way. I can see both sides, actually.
And the golden rule. Cushion first, always. Acknowledge before you push back. That one habit changes how every disagreement feels, for you and for the person you're talking to.
Homework for tonight. Find 3 opinions on the news, in a conversation, on social media. Write your response to each one. 1 agreement with I could not agree more or similar, 1 polite disagreement with a cushion and a reason, 1 nuanced response. I can see both sides because. Say all 3 out loud. Then post your disagreement sentence in the comments. Tell us something you politely disagree with. We want to hear your real opinions.
And tomorrow, day 22, we talk about the future, making predictions, expressing plans. I'm going to. I think it will. I hope to. The English of what comes next. And after today, you'll be ready to both share your future plans and politely disagree with someone else's.
Subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now.
21 days in and your English is doing something remarkable. It's becoming yours. Your opinions, your reasons, your voice. Subscribe and keep building it. Share this with someone who always agrees but never means it. Send them day 21.
Go to the comments right now. Write day 21, I think, and your real opinion. Anything, any topic, with a because if you can. Post it, because your opinion in English deserves to be heard, and this community is here to engage with it, respectfully, thoughtfully, just like today.
You know, the most interesting people in any room are not the ones who agree with everything. They're the ones who listen carefully, think deeply, and then say, "That's a good point, however." Those people make conversations better. They make ideas sharper. They make every room more alive. Today, you became one of those people, in English, and every conversation you walk into from here is richer for it.
See you tomorrow for day 22. Keep speaking, keep thinking, keep sharing your real opinions, politely, clearly, and confidently, because your perspective matters, and now you have the English to prove it.
And the next time someone says something you disagree with, don't just say, interesting. Say something real. You have the phrases now. Use them.
Day 21, everyone. Your opinions just found their English. Go share them. We'll be right here on day 22, ready to hear what you think, as always.